When you feel a strong negative emotion, do you ever feel like the urge to start like rationalizing and like logicking your way out of feeling that emotion and creating an argument as to why you shouldn't feel that way? Because I always do this. That was like my whole internal monologue all of sophomore year because I was like lonely and I was feeling inadequate and insecure and jealous and so many negative emotions. And every time they came up, which was all the time, I would just start arguing and using logic and trying to like one up myself. Like there was like the emotional side of my brain and I was trying to like win the argument, like why shouldn't I feel this way? And it literally didn't work because I felt the same negative emotions over and over and over again towards the same situations. It didn't work because clearly the reasoning wasn't strong enough. And so um in all these arguments, in doing all these arguments and trying to think of a system or logic that would finally like break the reasoning for feeling this emotion doesn't even make sense because emotion doesn't come from reasoning. Like it just made me continue thinking about those things for longer even after I naturally would have. So today, like I went to CVS pharmacy to pick up a prescription, and last summer I was at CVS pharmacy with my friend who I've been friends with since middle school, and it was really fun. We always have a really fun time every single time that we hang out, and she's basically like one of my most like she's like one of my favorite friends, I guess, and she's someone that I really value. Um, wow, this is corny. I hope she never sees this, but basically, like I always thought we would be friends forever. In fact, like when we were in high school, I would always be like, we have to live in the same city when we grow up, and we're gonna like ride the bus together. We're gonna ride public transit to our jobs and stuff. But then this summer, like I kept asking to hang out, and she was always like busy every single time, and we've just kind of like naturally drifted apart. And I don't really think that it's right to force her to be friends with me, and I am taking the social cue and I'm not gonna like keep asking to hang out um because forcing a friendship beyond its like natural expiration date, I feel like it's just like really weird and awkward. Like it just ruins what already happened and it's like ended on a bad note. So I don't want to do that. But yet, like when I went to CVS and I walked past like the whole strip, I just felt really, really sad because I was thinking about like the last time we were there and how it was a funny time and how blah 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 blah. I just thought about like my expectations of how we would be friends forever and how we're drifting apart now. Yeah, it was really sad. So I was kind of I was kind of like tempted to immediately like jump into my rationalization mindset where I start arguing with myself and I'm like, oh, like the friendship has run its course, blah 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 blah, logic, 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 argue with myself, blah 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 blah. But then I thought, does that ever work? Like, have I ever won? Has my logic ever won against my emotions in the case where I feel a strong negative emotion and I'm trying to argue with myself against it? Like, no, it never works. I just have to let the emotion pass. And yeah, I did. I was just like, okay, I'll feel sad about it. But like once you feel sad about it, like what more is there to do? You can't keep feeling sad about it. Like there's nothing to sustain that on. So I went home, I baked some bread, and I wasn't sad anymore. I didn't I wasn't sad anymore. And I think that if I kept like trying to argue with myself and logic myself out of like the sadness, I I could have kept doing that because an argument can sustain itself for an extremely long amount of time, but just the feeling of sadness can't. It's like, I'm bored of this now. I'm not gonna be sad anymore. So yeah, if you're also like me and you're one of those people who like tries to win against themselves with logic, um, whenever you feel negative emotion, just try out like letting the emotion run its course. You'll find that you probably will be bored of it soon enough. It's like nothing much left to do after you feel sad. It's like, what do I do now? Continue feeling sad, like this is boring, you know? So just do that as opposed to arguing and being able to argue with yourself for a very long time. You can argue infinitely. I've been there, bro. Like it's useless. So yeah, hope this helps. Bye.